All right, round one on the draw. Gonna have to take a mulligan here. If we had one more land, this hand would be really good, but not good enough. We'll keep this hand. And what is the worst card to send back? I think it's either Elspeth Conquers Death or Knight of Autumn. Um, Duretti is just, if we can get Duretti and Smuggler's Copter going, that's really strong. We just need to draw a black for that. Knight of Autumn or Elspeth Conquers Death. I think I'm going to send back Elspeth Conquers Death. It's really strong, but I just don't know if we'll be able to cast it. All right, they're going to suspend a vision on turn one. And, all right, there's a green to cast our Knight of Autumn. Do we want to do something? I think we're just going to play Plateau and pass the turn. We could Strip Mine, but our opponent's suspending a vision, so if each of us are spending turns doing nothing, then we're going to kind of lose out on that battle. Now we'll play Smuggler's Copter. Ooh, I like Fire Ice. Still going to play the Smuggler's Copter here in hopes that we can draw a black and then crew the Copter with our token from Duretti. And then otherwise, we can next turn Strip Mine maybe and Ice. And again, hope to draw black. We'll have to see. Our opponent's vision is ticking down. We can now cast Knight of Autumn, which is really good. So, all right, Manamorphose. Are they a Storm deck? That'd be cool. If they play an artifact here, then we can Knight of Autumn it and then crew our Copter, which I like a lot. So, ooh, they're gonna make us sack our Smuggler's Copter. Okay. And now they'll pass the turn probably, or play Faithless Looting. What is going on here? Unfortunately, they have an Ancestral Vision going off, which will recoup some of the cards that they've sort of spewed off. I guess they really just spewed off the Faithless Looting. Zealous Conscripts. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. What are we going to draw? Manamorphose? All right. I mean, you put the cards in your deck to draw them, I suppose. So we'll do that. Get black and red. And Teferi. All right, well, we can cast Teferi next turn. This turn, we're going to cast Duretti. We will... oh, Daze? Oh, man, that's crazy. Okay, we can't pay for Daze, so we'll pass the turn. I wonder if we... Okay, wait. I guess Teferi doesn't work that way. So, turn off auto yields. Okay, so we're going to play Strip Mine. Well, we can't get dazed again. So we'll just play Teferi. I think we'll tick up on Teferi. Yeah. So we'll tick up on Teferi. And then we will Strip Mine their Creeping Tar Pit and pass the turn. So we have a lot of really live draws. We've got a Fire Ice as some interaction in Knight of Autumn. So they're going to cast Ancestral. They'll Ancestral themselves. Oh, I guess they can't cast Ancestral. That's right. I wasn't sure how Teferi and Ancestral worked, but it appears they can't cast the Ancestral. So what's going on here? Then they just pass the turn. Okay. So now on our opponent's upkeep, we're going to ice them. We'll put the Scalding Tarn. They discarded Counterspell. Okay. So we'll ice the island. They have 3 cards in hand. Is there any use in just drawing a card with Teferi? Yeah, I think I just want to draw a card with Teferi here. Okay. So now we'll ice them on upkeep. Ice their land like this. Yep. And we have Omnath, so we don't really want to sacrifice fetches. Oh, Leovold? Alright. I guess that's a reason to sacrifice our fetch now to get our Blood Crypt. Yeah, so they'll Lightning Strike our Teferi. And I think that's fine. Unfortunate, but I think I wanted to draw the card there. So we'll get the Blood Crypt. Won't pay the life. And Oracle. Well, we're going to have to wait on the Leovold because Oracle's just a very good play. If we have a land on top, it's awesome. And if we don't, Wow, Force of Will exiling Torrential Gearhulk. Okay. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Our opponent has all the interaction. And we're still in decent shape here, unless they have some sort of big hitter. I guess if they have like Wheel of Fortune or something, that'd be good. We can cast Leovold now. Leovold. Well, let's play around Mana Leak. You never know. So black, green, blue, and Leovold. Okay. Do we just want to play a Knight of Autumn with two 1/1 counters? I kind of think we do. We can sort of be down here. So let's put two 1/1 counters on it and see if our opponent can deal with some middling level creatures. They have like a Treachery, that'd be pretty bad. Looks like they don't have much. We've got a lot of live draws also. We've got Oko and stuff. Elspeth Conquers Death, okay. That is castable. So there is that. Don't think we want to play our land. Again, we have Omnath. So we'll just attack and pass the turn. Now we've got some insurance against a lot of the stuff that they can do. And let me close out the window here. Okay, so they drew another land, and it looks like they're just going to pass the turn here. Look at these graveyards. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. What are we going to draw now? And there's our Omnath. All right, got to cast the Omnath. And what do we want to leave up? We cast both our black cards, so I think we're like this. What's our opponent going to do? They're going to concede. They've seen our different colors of mana, and they're not pleased. So what do we see from our opponent? Force of Will, Lightning Strike, Counterspell, Mana Leak, Daze, Zealous Conscript, Angrath's Rampage, Ancestral Vision, Manamorphose. Okay, so, and they had a Creeping Tar Pit for the black. In that case, what do we want? Like all of this stuff. Elspeth Conquers Death doesn't look super good here, actually. I could see cutting Elspeth Conquers Death. What do we want to bring in? So they should have a lot of cheap, I think Spell Pierce, actually. I mean, it's not going to be able to be cast all the time, but it's just so much cheaper than an Elspeth Conquers Death, and they just have a lot of ways to deal with it at quite a favorable rate. The other consideration would be Goblin Rabble Master. Rabble, do. Do we want a Rabble Master? Do we want a Rabble Master? It can just take over a game really quickly. They have Lightning Strike. I think on the draw, I'll hold off on the Rabble Master. Lingering Souls. Any reason for a Lingering Souls? It's not terrible. I think we'll hold off on Lingering Souls. We'll go like this. Lingering Souls definitely could be a consideration here. And it was a consideration. I just didn't decide to include it. Okay. This is a really good hand. Scalding Tarn, can that fetch a white source? Let's look at our deck. And I don't think it can. Oh, it can get Plateau, so it can get a white source. Okay. We don't really know what we want to. All right, so this is gonna be an interesting. So turn 2 we're gonna go Caryatid, and then turn 3 we'll have to see. Our opponent has the Underground Sea. Okay, I kind of anticipate them countering the Caryatid, but you have to play out your cards. They totally could have Daze here, but if they have Daze, they have it. So we'll play the Caryatid. And because we could kind of want Blood Crypt here. What is it? It's going to be Daze, Counterspell. Counterspell is a little bit better than Daze. So we have a host of powerful 3-drops, and it's unclear which one of them we're going to want to play. Spellseeker, okay. That leads me towards Oko. Wish we had a Hallowed Fountain. That would be really good. And what are they going to fetch with their Spellseeker? Daze? Daze would be an interesting thing for them to fetch, actually. I mean, it wouldn't... Rakdos Return, okay. Alright, so... Ooh, Misty makes things a lot better. So, with the Misty, I think we want to get a blue here. So, we'll play Misty. Do we have any blue dual lands? We have Tropical Island. So, I guess that's just better than getting the island. So, we'll get Tropical Island. and cast Oko. Oko's so good. If they have days, they have days. You just kind of have to run out your spells. They have the days. All right. So no, and pass the turn. So we did stunt them on mana a little bit, which is good. Next turn we can play an Oracle, which I like. I think, yeah. Okay. So they're gonna attack, and they also have mana leak and some other things. So I wonder if we want to play Daretti. I kind of like Daretti. Well, do we want to get our... So Oracle's better if you don't play land drop beforehand, that's why. And Daretti is good with Copter. So we can't play Daretti and also Teferi, but I think we want to get the Blood Crypt because we just have way more ways to find white sources. So red, black, and cast Daretti. They might counter it. You just have to play your cards at this point. And they have Mana Leak, Force of Negation. Okay. So Daretti is in the exile zone. Our opponent's got a lot of interaction. Are they going to Rakdos return us now? Probably not for one. They're going to attack with their Spellseeker, though. I think we just play Oracle now. Yeah. We're going to play Oracle. And they might have Mana Leak or Force of Will. But what are you going to do? Ooh, so we hit a land and then a Sylvan Library. Okay, so now we can... This is really good. Now we can play a land and play a Smuggler's Copter, and we're looking pretty good. I like a lot of what is going on now. And our opponent isn't doing much. They can Rakdos return us now, but we've got an active Oracle and a Copter. If they Rakdos return us... If they kill Oracle end of turn... looks like they're going to kill Oracle. Kolaghan's Command, destroying our artifact and killing our Oracle of Moldiah. That's pretty good. Okay, and now they get to Rakdos return us for the rest of our cards. We get to play a Sylvan Library. Things aren't over yet. Hopefully they don't Rakdos return us, but they probably will. So, unfortunately, we're losing out on Green Sunning for Omnath. This is brutal. Okay, so we lose. Yep. 2 of our cards. Teferi. We're going to play a Sylvan Library, which could get us out of this. They might attack with Lava Claw next turn to make our library worse. Don't know. So we'll see. Okay. What do they have in store for us now? Oh, it's a big play. I don't like this. Ugh. Oh, Zealous Conscripts. That's pretty bad. Well, it's... Taking our library, sure. We'll get our library back. So, what kind of draws are good for us? We'll have to see. Omnath, I still like. Yeah, so we want to draw 2 additional cards. This is pretty brutal. So, pay for life. And can't, and then we just lose. Yeah, because we can, like, Manamorphose. And then... we just draw the land and lose. Okay, so on to game 3. Our opponent, maybe Force of Will is also good here. Take out like this Plow Under, put in a Force of Will, and the reason being again because if we can just resolve one of our really good threats, then Force of Will is very good. I wonder if we want to take out Smuggler's Copter. They just have a lot of ways to deal with it. For a Lingering Souls, I can also see that. Yeah, so let's do that too. And anything else? Don't think so. Do we want to change our lands? Do we want to add like one more? I think this is probably pretty good. There's Disenchant. No. Yeah, Plow Under is just a little bit too slow. And Rabblemaster is just a 3-drop. 3 is already expensive against them. I mean, all of our cards are 3 mana. What are you going to do? We could have taken out Stone Coil for that. We will keep this hand. I definitely would rather have a Rabblemaster here. I think we'll lead with Tropical Island on turn 1. This hand's not great. We don't have any of our super powerful cards, but it's definitely a keepable hand. So, going to lead on Tropical Island. Put the fear of a Spell Pierce in them. Okay, so they play a tapped land. Now we will... Some action. Planeswalker. Renin 6. Ooh. Can this... Oh, yes. And they can't daze us? This is awesome. Okay. Renin 6 was the perfect draw. So we can get our Taiga. And then red, green, and return our Misty Rainforest. And that's really, really strong. Alright. Now we have an active Renin 6 going, which is awesome. And they get a red. Are they going to light... They're probably thinking about lightning bolting or whatever our Renin 6. Oh, Angrath's Rampage. Ah, that's brutal. Oy. So we did get some value out of it, but they had the way to deal with it, unfortunately. And we did not draw one of our really strong planeswalkers here. So I think we're going to play a land. Do we just want to play a 3/3 Stonecoil Serpent? I don't hate it. I actually think I'm going to play a 3/3 Stonecoil Serpent. The reason is because it starts putting pressure on them, and then next turn we can ice their land or do something. I don't fear that many things they can do with 3 mana. They can Spellseeker us. And if they want to Lightning Bolt our Stonecoil, that's fine. Alright, Dack Fayden. I like that. Okay, so we are going to attack. Do we want to play our fetch land? I think so. Because it's gonna... And I think they have so many different pieces of... They have Force of Negation, and Force of Will, and Daze, and Mana Leak. I still think we just play out the deck. We're protected against Daze, and Force of Negation, they have to exile a card. But, of course, they have Manamorphose into Counterspell or something like that. Well, that'll happen sometimes. Or Force of Negation, perhaps. Oh, they don't. They just tricked us. Okay, well, we will draw 2 cards. Discard a Lingering Souls and a land. Do we need double white anymore? Double red? I think we want to discard the plains. And pass the turn. What were they doing? They were just cycling it. Okay. Alright, well, I like our position a lot now. Alright, they're gonna pass. Do you want to fetch now? We can get... what's our green fetch left? I think we don't have any green fetches left. So we can just get a forest or an island, so it's not worth it to fetch. And what are they gonna do now? Blood Crypt. Okay. I like Blood Crypt. That allows us to flash back our Lingering Souls. So let's start by dacking. Let's do that first. And what are we going to get? They are considering something. Okay, so we can discard a mountain. And Night of Autumn actually looks... Or Sylvan Caryatid. I think the Caryatid, actually. So now we can... Okay, so we'll attack and then flashback Lingering Souls and then ice them on upkeep. I kind of like that. So attack them here for 2 or 3. And then play Crypt, yes. And so now it's weird how we want to tap our lands because we want to hold up Lightning Helix too. So this can only fetch green or blue, so I guess... Do we just... Okay, so our considerations here. So we have to tap black and 1 more land, and we'll have 3 lands up, and I guess if we're just going to ice them, then we'll just tap the white, cast Lingering Souls for 2. I like the Lingering Souls here, and on their upkeep, we will ice them. We'll ice their Creeping Tar Pit. What are they going to do here? Kolaghan's Command dealing 2 and having us discard a card. Sure. So we'll discard Lightning Helix, I think. Or the land. Probably just the land. We'll discard the land. We don't have a ready... we We don't immediately need the land, so I think it's better just to discard the land. Now we'll cast Ice on their land. Okay. So we stunt them a little bit. Yeah, we drew another land. We also have Dak. Are they going to kill Dak now? Maybe. They still have 5 cards in hand. Okay. Don't know what they're doing. They're going to kill Dak now? No. Do we want to start out with Teferi? They have Mana Leak, so that makes me kind of want to play our land. I guess we Dak first. See what we draw. Okay, so we can discard 1 land and Lightning Helix. Or Knight of Autumn. So land. I guess green. No, we already have a lot of green, so we'll discard that. And Knight of Autumn, I think. Yeah. And then we will... well, okay, we'll play our land. And play Teferi and see what they do with this. Because they kind of have to counter Teferi, or there's a lot of things that they can't do. Okay, so they didn't counter Teferi. So now we will just attack. And do we just want to tick up Teferi? If they want to attack Teferi next turn, that might just be fine. I think we just play the Knight of Reliquary, tick up Teferi, and then see what they can do. Yeah, so they can't do anything right now. So they can't counter our Knight of Reliquary, so I think that's our play. So we'll do that. We'll just get a blue with this, I believe. We already have 2 green. We can hardcast Force of Will, so. And play Knight of Reliquary. That's a 7/7, so it's pretty strong. So let's see what our opponent can do to get themselves out of this. I don't know what they have in their hand. They don't have enough. We'll reveal our hand and see if they want to show us what they had. But in any case, this was an awesome match. We played against a deck with a ton of counterspells, but the power of all of these Planeswalkers prevailed, and we had an amazing round 1 win. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you for round 2.